All right, guys, welcome into Above Ground World News, and we are live on a Monday night. A little bit of a late start, but we're going. Got tons of articles to get into. We'll also get into the weather stuff. You got to wonder. I was looking back at some older articles from it's back during the Iraq war. Oh man, we're already dropping frames. Wow. Guess they don't want me to talk about this stuff anyway. Let me go ahead and change scenes to see if that'll help. And it's showing I'm in the green, but who knows. Anyway, so as reported other places, some of these purchase orders for the Hollow Point rounds, they spent $1.6 billion for Hollow Point bullets. And these things are forbidden by international law for even use in war, along with a big amount of the hollow points specialized for snipers. So this happened back when the Iraq war was going. They were using about 6 million rounds a month, but they end up buying 1.6 million or billion rounds. That'd be enough to sustain a war for 20 plus years in America. So just pretty crazy. What are these bullets for? We'll just kind of look at everything that's going on nowadays so you'll kind of get that picture. Anyway, let's jump into some of this crazy news, man. Mysterious drug-resistant germ deemed an urgent threat is quietly sweeping across the globe. Thanks to the overprescription and antimicrobial drugs and use of anti-fungicides in crop production, a relatively new germ that preys on people with weakened immune systems is rapidly spreading across the globe, according to the New York Times. So the infection, a fungus known as Candida, I don't know how to pronounce that. That's what I'm going to pronounce it, Candida, kills almost half the patients who contract it within 90 days, according to the CDC. Major antifungal medications first described in 2009 after a 70-year-old Japanese woman showed up at a Tokyo hospital in her ear canal. The aggressive yeast infection has spread across Asia and Europe, arriving in the U.S. by 2016. The earliest known case in the U.S. was a woman who arrived in New York back in 2013. But, man, this is some crazy stuff here. The CDC, he called it the creature from the Black Lagoon. It bubbled up, and now it's everywhere. There's always got to be a boogeyman. There's always got to be a Zika. There's always got to be some kind of threat out there. So they're showing all the places this thing's been checked out, but it's pretty crazy stuff, man. Last May, an elderly man was admitted to the Brooklyn branch of the Mount Sinai Hospital for abdominal surgery, was found to be infected with the drug-resistant Candida. He died 90 days later in the hospital. However, did not, blah, blah. According to the test, the germ was everywhere in his room, to such a degree that the hospital required special cleaning equipment and had to rip out ceiling and floor tiles to get rid of it. Everything was positive. The walls, the bed, the doors, the curtains, the phones, the sink, everything. So this is just another, probably a man-made disease for sure from them, messing. It's like they're all madmen, and the more they mess with stuff, the worse it gets. This will be just like the AIDS virus or the Ebola or Zika and all that stuff. But check this out. This come out of the Daily Mail. Is something brewing? Geologists discover a new hotspot in Yellowstone supervolcano that's killing off trees in a patch of warm land the size of 4 soccer fields. So here's our 2006 picture, 2017, then you go down to the new picture. This is a massive new thermal area is marked by a tree kill zone. All the vegetation is dying out. Remember, I reported a while back where they want to frack the side of Yellowstone, or they want to they think they can inject water into the lava and cool the lava down, man. That's how crazy these madmen are. So, anyway, I'll have all these links posted down in the description. These areas are home to one or more thermal features such as hot springs or geysers, of which there are more than 10,000 scattered across the park. Let me get down in here. So anyway, yeah, man, this is pretty crazy there. We'll have to definitely keep our eyes on this. Could an eruption at the Yellowstone super volcano be prevented? See, this is probably where they're going to start talking about pumping the water down in there, man. That's just a dumb idea. They'd create like a steam event. Plus, you couldn't pump enough water in there to put out the lava. Come on, man. That's just common sense right there. All right, I'll leave that article if you guys want to dig into that a little bit deeper. Wait, let's go ahead and see what NASA believes drilling up to 6 miles down into the super volcano beneath Yellowstone National Park to pump water at high pressure could cool it. No way. It's the size of 11 Grand Canyons. You could not cool the lava down. That's the stupidest idea I ever heard. Oh, man. All right, let's go ahead and jump into something else here. Uninsured farmers face existential crisis as flood destroys hundreds of millions of dollars in crops. Now, this isn't just going on in America. This is going on down in Australia. Things are going on like in China like this. So this is really, really bad. And you don't hear the mainstream talking about this yet. I mean, this is the time people need to start thinking about stocking up on food. And maybe that's why they're not letting people know about this. You know, they don't want the food shelves to run dry, and then all of a sudden one day there just isn't going to be no food. Then the famine will start. So, wow. Anyway, we'll get into that later. There's bad things going on for the farmers. Like even out here in China, the global bee population are on a decline, and Southwest China, they have become so rare that the plantations are no longer being pollinated. The farmers are actually climbing the trees with the little rod in their hand.
The farmer
and they're pollinating all the buds themselves. With no bees, no plants, no life. You know, all the chemtrails are killing all these bees off. The pollution over here, along with the chemtrails trapping it all in. And you got this stupid stuff here. Brain zaps boost memory in people over 60. So now they want to zap your brain and kind of give you a little boost. Zapping the brains of people over 60 with mild electrical current improved a form of memory enough that they performed like people in their 20s, study found. You know, they could do the same thing with the cell phone towers, with the NextRads, with the 5G. That's what they want to do. They want to zap your brains. We got mega landslides and stuff going on over in Oregon. Let's take a... Oh, man, here's the... Oh, did I close the rolling? Yeah, check out some of these pictures. Let me click this, see if we can get this to come up here. Whoa, what's that? Okay. Hey, thanks there, Bamboo out there. Much love. So yeah, we got mega devastation going on, not only in the Midwest, but up in the Northwest, Northeast, South. Pick your spot. There's some kind of weather event going on. And people want to know why these weather events are going on. Well, it's companies like this guy right here, that runs David or the Miles Research Company. Let's see what kind of stuff he's talking about today. I'm surprised ABC Western Victoria failed to report on my 20-day rainfall project last October when it saved many farmers across from heavy losses. Because they've already stole this technology. They don't need companies like this because they're all doing it. You know, we got the companies out in the UAE, over in China, over in Russia. You know, this guy says he could do tornado mitigation. Here you go. You can click, let's go click his site here. Weather moderate, instead of weather modification, he calls it weather moderation. Was contracted for 9/12/May 2016. He's done this in the United States. You know, he made it snow in the desert. Oh, I didn't want no sound on there. Hold on. So this guy, he's done it all over the place, man. Invented by Melbourne industrial designer, weather moderation is a weather-altering technology which can systematically reprogram atmospheric weather patterns. He's talking about the rivers of the sky, and he's not the only company. They're all doing it. So you wonder why? That's why we're having the floods. It's because they're engineered. They all can steer. Here's another company out of the UAE, Weather Generator Reports. These people right here have been documenting this since November 27th to 2018, a 9-month operation of weather generators on the territory of the UAE through satellite images and government porthole. So 27th through 28th March 2019, Rain Corridor, Africa. So the cloud formation all the way from Africa lined up coming towards the zone of the weather generator. Heading towards the UAE, notice that regardless of location, the cloud movement, it comes back into line. The WG acts like a lighthouse guiding the clouds to come towards itself. Torch of rain repeating again and again from the exact same location. Above the zone of the weather generator, receiving constant flow of energy from the WG, becoming bigger in size and activating rain clouds covering 3 parts of the earth. These satellite images are only over the zone of our work. Nowhere around the world would you find similar cloud movement. Well, yeah, we can. We can find it on the West Coast. We can find it coming up out of the Gulf of Mexico. Everything they just explained is what's going on right here in the United States. When you look at the atmospheric rivers, they're all being steered. In fact, let's go take a quick look at the atmospheric river. Let me get this loaded here. So, man, look at that. That tropical storm Wallace is still there. It's been there for almost 2 weeks. That thing is just sitting there. That is insane. All right, so they're steering the cyclones. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at this atmospheric river. You know, when you read all the companies that can steer this river of the sky, every one of them say it'll be a gentle soaking rain. The clouds are going into a straight line. Well, that's what we're seeing all the time on these. That's why we document this. We're catching them in the act. In fact, it looks like David Miles is probably doing some kind of work down here in Australia right now, down in New Zealand. And we know they've been steering this atmospheric river right into the same locations day after day after day. Like, these things ain't whipping around like they usually do. They should be like waves in the ocean, or currents, and they're not, man. They're being pulled straight. I mean, this doesn't even look like we could go back to a year or two ago, or 10 years ago, however long you want, and you'll see these all whipping around. They're supposed to be like little waves. Like, even the ones down in the southern hemisphere are being straightened out. It no longer is a natural atmospheric river. It's all being manipulated. We show the companies over and over that are doing this. So anyway, let's see if I can get this to play here. And of course, it's got to reload. Anyway, everybody, thanks for joining us tonight. Nice crowd out there tonight. I know we're getting a little bit of a late start, but hey, thanks there, Rhonda. Yes, we will rise. All right, so we've had some tornado warnings issued in Tennessee, Louisiana, Alabama. We got severe storms going through the Carolinas right now, down into Georgia, Florida. We got blizzards, or getting ready to have blizzards. Right now we got winter storm warnings all over the upper Midwest. We got winter storm warnings way up in the Northeast. So it looks like hopefully the tornado stuff has calmed down. Let me see. Let me go a little bit slower here at the end. And yeah, no tornado warnings. Wow, what happened there? Wow. All right, no tornado warnings right now. So let me go ahead and change this, and we'll go ahead and go take a quick look at the forecast model just real quick. Hey, thanks, Sarah Carolyn. Yeah, hopefully it'll quit buffering. It's back in the green. I know it was buffering there for a little bit, but should be okay now. All right, so let's check out this blizzard that's coming in here in the next 30 hours, 36 hours. So yeah, we got a blizzard, man. This is going to be a wind event, just like the one that happened a few weeks ago. I mean, this a mega low pressure, 9.77. That's like a Category 2 hurricane. Hey, thanks there, Diane. Hey, thanks there, Christy. So we have a Category 2 hurricane blizzard coming across the middle section of the United States. Look at that pressure, 978, 981. So this is definitely like a land hurricane, like a Category 2 land hurricane. So this could be a heads up for Kansas, Colorado, Nebraska, South Dakota. And it looks like, yeah, it's going to just clip Iowa. I thought it was going to be a direct target. You're definitely going to be getting the wind. What little bit of snow you're getting, it's going to be a blizzard snow. In fact, let me put the rainfall amounts or snowfall amounts on here. Let's check out the snowfall. Hey, thanks out there, Super Chat. Nice job. And thanks everybody out there that's watching this and shouting out through the PayPal there. Bamboo and Christy out there. Thanks. Much love out there. So here we go. Let's check out the snowfall amounts. Look at the target right there. Northern Omaha, or not Omaha, Nebraska, South Dakota. You're looking at 15 inches and more. You're looking at 19 inches in Wisconsin, 13 to 19 inches in Minnesota. So let's just take this on up. So this is a blizzard, man, a springtime blizzard. So you're looking at 15 to 19 inches of snow, probably more, closer to 22 inches up in higher elevations. Over here in Colorado, um, Wyoming, up in the mountains there, you're looking at 48 inches. There's a little section right there. It looks like 48 inches. Let's take a quick look here. Well, you're up in the grays, so yeah, you're close to 40 inches of snow up in the mountains. Yeah, global warming blizzard. Hey. Oh, what do we got going here? Server maintenance overnight early April 9th will result in temporary delays in products. They're going to mess with our tools some more. Go figure. All right, so we're probably good on that storm. Let's go ahead and jump out of that. Check the Earth null real quick, then we'll jump into worldview. Let's see what they're doing with the polar vortex. This thing should be headed down. Looks like the G of Google. This thing should be heading down. Look, it's down here. Look how it's centered over the southern hemisphere. That's what they're supposed to look like. Now, this whole thing is going to be gone here real soon. It's going to all be down in the southern hemisphere. It's split apart like it did back in November. But while we're up here, let me check the temperature, see if they're doing some kind of rapid heating event. Look, they pushed all the cold air is really way over in Europe. So let me fast forward to see if the cold air is coming back over. Wow, it's like they killed off the cold air up in the troposphere. So wow, that's pretty. It's like by the looks of that, there shouldn't even be no snow, or at least up in the high elevations here. Let's get down. Let's check these temperatures as we go down. So yeah, man, there's not really a whole lot of cold air to work with here. Yeah, as far as I can go, just a little swath right where that snow is going to hit. I mean, there's just a little swath of cold. Let me get this on a surface and put this on Fahrenheit. So we're looking at 23 degrees in this blue. Let me back that up a little bit. Yeah, so no super polar vortex air mass. Pretty much the air mass is gone. Look, it's all... Wow, what's the temperature there? Minus 67 Fahrenheit at the surface. Are you kidding me? So, I thought they said it was thawing down here. It can't be thawing when it's minus 62.7. Now, what I think they're doing, they're heating the North Pole to extract oil. It's only minus 18 up here in the north, and we're still not really in summer yet. So that's pretty odd that the super cold is down in the southern hemisphere. Hey, thanks there, Funky. Wonder what the temperature is if I go back up. So wow, the upper temperatures are minus 85. This would be a good way to spot when if they start to fabricate the El Nino. We might be able to pick it up on here. All right, let me get that back. Where do we need to be here? Okay, let me get over back to the United States. Take that off. All right, let's go ahead and check the, look, no big waves. No big waves anywhere. Not even where the tropical storm is. So we're all good there. Let's go ahead and check the, we forgot to check the sea surface temperatures. And we'll check the anomalies, man. Still no El Nino. Wonder when the mainstream's going to shut up about the El Nino. It's not forming. For some reason, they can't get it to form. It actually looks like it's cooling down. Because we can compare this to 2016, because that was the last mild El Nino. See, we had a lot of hot water right in this area here. Look, it was hot. The whole ocean was pretty hot. And then a big hot heat anomaly right there where the magnetic anomaly is. We go back to now. Look, there's no El Nino whatsoever. They're so full of crap. All right, let's go ahead and check the carbon monoxide. Must have a fire, volcano going off down there. Look at the west coast down in Southern California. Toxic air. And you can pretty much bet everything we're seeing over here is all from the aerosols being deployed out of the planes. Even China and India is way down right now. So the whole Earth's looking pretty good till you get to the carbon dioxide. Look up here in the northeast. All that's probably headed right towards the Boston area. Oh, I can only go to now. I can't fast forward that. You actually got some good air quality, which is strange, right there. So that's an anomaly for sure. So the highest spot on the planet for carbon dioxide concentrations right up here in the northeast in the whole world. And he thinks they're spiritually awakened. All right, so let's go ahead and check the PM 2.5s. These are the carcinogens of the sky. You don't want nothing to do with these things. Definitely would be wearing a mask. Look how clean the air is right there. What is going on right there? So it's really clean. It even showed up on the carbon dioxide. Probably rain, maybe up there rain, but you got all the flooding. All right. Wow, look at that aurora. I mean, we must be getting hit. Hey, thanks there, Terrence. We must definitely be getting hit by some solar wind. So we'll definitely check that out. So let me get this thing loaded, and we'll check the worldview map. See the southern one. Wow, yeah, we're getting blasted pretty good. And then you just had the NASA or whoever it was just shot space chemtrails up into the aurora. I mean, they're messing with stuff they shouldn't be messing with. The magnetic fields right where the weak spot is, they shoot up sounding rockets with aluminum and strontium. You know, they just chemtrailed space just a couple days ago, and they had these UFO looking blue beam sky stuff. They may still be on the, I don't know if they're still on space weather or not. I talked about that the other day. I think Jib Lee did a video on it. So yeah, right now we're in a minor geomagnetic unrest today. A minor solar wind stream is buffeting Earth's magnetic field on April 8th. Is causing geomagnetic unrest below level of a G1 class geomagnetic storm. And then we got a new big sunspot. I mean, the wind speed is it's not that bad. 445, that's not that bad. I've seen it up into 600-700. Yeah, so that one story is not on here anymore. Let me go ahead and check this other site. So the earthquake warning went down to a 7. It was an 8 out of a 10. So yeah, it wasn't really much of a, it's not really that big a deal. Class, what is that, about a 5? Let's check out the stream here. Earth's the little yellow. You can see my mouse there. Yeah, that was like nothing, man. We got blasted by something way harder than that the other day. Like if you feel weird, this could be part of why you're feeling weird, or aches and pains. Look at that. It actually shot off towards, the other planets like Mars, and actually got the Stero A guy hit with that little flare right there. So while we're here, let me just go down and check the ionosphere and the Schumann resonance. Yeah, we actually have a sunspot. Look at that. Man, I got to get the observatory going, because I can check with my telescope. Or you can actually, if you got a good handheld handy camera thing, you can go get you a piece of welding glass from like Lowe's or something and put it right over the front of that, and you can zoom in on these sunspots. Done it many a times just using a welding mask. So the surface charging is actually really low. So no high spots really anywhere. Trying to get down to the real time. So there's the ionosphere. So that anomaly has kind of moved up a little bit, up above the equator. And on the ionospheric map, that's right where they're trying to create the El Nino. So it looks like they're trying to do some kind of superheating, but it's not working. It looks like a dinosaur face or something. And is that the real time? Okay, here's the real time Schumann resonance. This is like the heartbeat of the Earth. Look, it did spike up just a little bit, but nothing too crazy. All right, we're done with this. Let's get out of that. Done with that. Oh, I was down here looking at these weird engineered clouds. That's why I'm wondering if David Miles is down here pulling this atmospheric river up. I guess we'll find out in a few days' time. All right, where'd my United States map go here? Now, I know I had all this loaded. Well, this will be good enough. So let's just start up in the... Wow, I can't believe it's not loaded now. So they're definitely mega flooding out the northern states, Northern California, chemtrails all over California, all over Arizona, all over Nevada, all over Utah. We can see the chemtrail cloud. So they're spraying way out off the coast. See, they're pulling this atmospheric river up from the equator, and they're also shooting aerosols into it. Got a little spraying operation over New Mexico, going right up into Colorado. See, they're feeding this blizzard. There's a big X pattern that was there. See if I can click the layer there and clear that up a little bit. Try that layer. So this is right before they started spraying. Look up here in North Dakota. Montana's getting hit. So Wyoming, North Dakota, Montana. Some sprays all the way up here into BC. Alberta's getting a few liners. But wow, look at the Gulf of down here in Mexico, the Bajas. Nothing. They've been spraying this all winter long, and then suddenly nothing. I guess they need the border clear to build the fence or whatever they're doing down here, because it's crystal clear down there. Oh, that's right. They're concentrating on the severe storm. So what's weird is I took pictures of this today. The aerosols being deployed over Kansas City this morning, and by the time you get these images, they're already drifted off. Let me see if I can see if I can bring them in here. Let's see. Let's add a source. And I'm going to try to bring these in here if it'll let me. Here we go. All right, so this was early in the morning, about 7:30 in the morning. This is the same. I was driving. I kept taking a few shots of the same area just to document it. But look how it already was turning. The tic-tac-toe board was already filling in. Oh, that's all I had. So, yeah, that's all the same area, how it started. Like, that's what it started out like. And then, oh, there's some turkeys down the road. So, yeah, there they were. That was Kansas City skies this morning. Then it drifted right down here. You see the synthetic color. Look, here they are in action right here over Fayetteville, Arkansas. Military planes. Look, they did some segmented spraying here over Arkansas too. Michigan and beyond. But look at this spraying. What was they doing out here? Look at the formation of that. That's like a spider web of chemtrails. That's like 9 planes in a row. That is a weird formation. Let me click the layer on that. Well, it looks like it's buffering, man. That sucks. It's like no matter, even if I start late, they buffer us. Like, what the heck? I only have 2 tabs running. And that's not running. And I got that paused. So, oh, now it's starting to come back. But look, the map won't load. This internet issue is really becoming an issue. And believe me, man, this is not cheap. Man, I really want to see the formation of these trails right here. There, it finally went. It just like popped in there. But wow, that's a weird spraying operation over Lake Michigan. Look at that. Bombarded. Man, look at that. That's like a spider web of chemtrails. I don't think I've quite seen a formation like that. They were doing loops. They were coming out here doing loops. So here is the loop spraying. We'll call this the spider web, which went right through the center of Illinois. Spraying up in Ohio is getting bombarded. Pennsylvania bombarded. New York. Now I gotta wait for this to load. Yeah, making the flu. They're gonna give you the flu before the storms get there. Well, it's not wanting to load. The stream's at least in the green, but oh yeah, all kinds of liners in South Carolina, North Carolina. So by tomorrow, all this spraying operation is going to be out here in the Atlantic, and they're going to send it right on over here to Europe area. Iceland's getting microwaved and chemtrailed. UK, you actually have a few clear spots, but you got heavy spraying in Plymouth. And it's kind of hard to tell. Looks like you're okay up in the north. Maybe some cloud cover. Sweden, looking pretty good. Netherlands, man, a chem-free day. That's like really rare for them. The Mediterranean Sea, we got a new spraying operation. Morocco's pretty clear. And then you got the global climate company down here creating all this stuff. These are all man-made storms over the desert. We already showed you the company that's making this rain. Incredible floods over in Iran. Well, there might even be some aerosols over Israel, or even maybe some backlash from some. Probably not a direct spray. It's probably no fly zone. So yeah, that's just drifting up. You know, Iraq and Iran is just being completely washed away, man. If you guys haven't seen the footage, search the floods over here, man. It's devastating. The whole, like, rush hour traffic, cars just floating away, like people in it, they're flipping. I mean, it's bad. So up here in Kazakhstan, Russia, you have chemtrails. Big spraying operation going up into Russia. See, it's starting to get light up here more, so we're going to start to be able to see the spraying operations up here a lot better. Big spraying operation over the Yellow Sea. South Korea is getting hit. Parts of China. And I don't even know what you would call this. I don't know if this is some kind of poison fog with chemtrails. Look, when you zoom in here, you could definitely see the trails. Look at that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So they're flying 5 planes in formation. Looks like they're spread pretty equally apart. Look, here's some segmented spraying. These little short sprays. So mega spraying here in the Yellow Sea, man. Look at that. We get that to load good. That's a big time spraying operation. So it looks like the target is going to be South Korea in Shandong, China. All right, where's Guam? I know Guam's out here somewhere. It's weird how it don't show up sometimes. Like, oh, there it is. We were right over it almost. I'm just going to have Captain Guam give us the weather reports out here because we're like a day behind, I think, on the Worldview map here. And it's not loading. Yeah, it looks like you might have some aerosols up to the north, over the North Islands. All right, so we're pretty good on that. Check Australia here. There's a storm that just won't go away. Yeah, you got some aerosols going. And then, of course, you had the weird spraying operation down in New Zealand. And we'll just check this next rad thing here real quick. I don't really like this next rad one. It shows a lot of static and stuff. You still see the beams almost too good on this one. Wow, it's not loading now. Oh, there is it. What in the world? So now I only get 1 frame. Nice little beam coming out of West Virginia. Man, that's a pretty healthy beam. But it's not pointing at nothing, so all the storms are over here. A lot of these, what looks like chaff and stuff, is like the wind farms, solar farms. Yeah, see, you can't get the military mode on this satellite. I don't really like that one. All right, let's get out of that one. That one sucks. Man, I can't believe they're hammering the stream and it's this late at night. That sucks. All right, so now we're going to definitely see the sprayers in operation. Yeah, so early in the morning they were spraying hot and heavy right there all the way from Texas all the way up into the Great Lakes. So that was a mass spraying operation. And then you had a mass spraying operation over here in the Atlantic. So they're seeding the back side, they're seeding the front side to steer it. Spraying operations all over California. So there's hardly like any state that didn't get hit other than Mexico. Mexico's clear. Got some pretty good storms bubbling up out there in the Gulf of Mexico right now. All right, so this initial spraying operation right there, that's the target zone for the blizzard. That's the initial spray. That's the 2 days spray event before the main event. So now we're going to see a mega spraying operation right ahead of this blizzard that's coming in. And of course, they'll be spraying out here off the coast even heavier than they are now. Let me put the next rads on here. And see what they say. Wow, that one in Iowa's doing some freaky stuff, boy. Pretty big pulse. So yeah, see, they're turning, the radars are turned off where they want the rain to go. So this is where it's going, right in this area. Where they got them cranked up, that's where they're trying to kill the rain off. See, it almost overran that next rad, but boy, they turn it up. As soon as it gets past, man, they crank them up. Perfect example of how they steer the storms with these things. See, look, all the radars were off right here where they were chemtrailing. As soon as that system comes, they're just keeping them off, keeping them off. That's pretty crazy, man. That's just showing you exactly what they do. Well, thanks out there, Super Chat. Much love out there. Nice crowd out there tonight. Much love. Thanks for joining us. I know YouTube is buffering us really bad right now. So they'll probably have the audio off. And there is somebody out there that takes these videos and uploads them. He fixes the audio and syncs them with the video and then re-uploads them. I got to get his link. And then you, if it's too messed up, you can go watch it on his channel. But anyway, guys, much love. I think I'm going to go ahead and shut this baby down. There's a lot of news we covered tonight, man. A lot of crazy news. And we'll dig into some more weather stuff tomorrow. Let me go ahead and get that off there. Or that while we're going out here. I want to take that. Get them out of the way. Yeah, that's a good one there, Rhonda. We know the lies, we watch the skies. I like that. All right, guys, so much love. We'll catch you tomorrow night, God willing. No fear. Eyes to the skies. Here we go. Let's rock out. Let's rise. We're going to have to rise. Time is short. Anyway, guys, much love. We'll catch you tomorrow, God willing. Here we go. Crank it up. I'll come join you in